Bonjour, moi je m'appelle Monsieur Jules et bienvenue dans cette nouvelle vidéo où nous allons apprendre ensemble le complément d'objet direct et comment le remplacer. Oui, nous avions déjà défini c'est quoi un complément et aujourd'hui nous allons voir en large et en long c'est quoi un complément d'objet direct, d'accord, et comment est-ce qu'on pourrait le remplacer. Vous allez me permettre d'utiliser l'anglais et le français puisque cette vidéo est pour tout le monde et surtout les étudiants des écoles secondaires ici au Kenya en forme 2, forme 3 et en forme 4. Alors, un complément d'objet direct, just as the word direct would suggest, it means that it comes directly after the verb. It is attached directly to the verb. Okay? For example, if you say, je cherche une mangue. Une mangue is directly attached to the verb chercher. So it is complementing the verb chercher. Okay? So by us saying that it is directly attached to the verb, we mean that it is not introduced by a preposition. Donc, on dit un complément d'objet direct n'est pas introduit par une préposition. That is why it is called direct. So here we have chercher and immediately after it we have une mangue. Une mangue, we might ask ourselves then, what is this une? Okay? Mangue is a noun. Therefore, it has to be preceded by a determiner. So une is a determiner, which is very important for us to get. So by the time we are getting to replacement of that object, we should be in a position to tell which particular determiner had preceded that complement. We shall see that as we will be doing the replacement later on. But just to speak about it, for the determiners, we can still say je cherche une mangue. We can also say je cherche la mangue. You can say je cherche cette mangue. Okay? We can say je cherche quelques mangues, or je cherche ma mangue, or je cherche des mangues. Okay? So it is, what is important is you should note which determiner is coming in front of the complement. Quel déterminant précède le complément? C'est vraiment important et ça va nous aider à choisir quel pronom nous allons utiliser. D'accord? Allez. We also note that un complément d'objet direct can either be a thing or a person. Okay? Ça pourrait être une personne ou une chose. In our example, une mangue est une chose. Okay? We can use the verb chercher and have a person. Par exemple, je cherche Monsieur Jules. In this sentence, Monsieur Jules est le complément d'objet direct, okay, et le complément de verbe chercher. Et c'est un complément direct. D'accord? Donc, now, you have to note that the complement can either be a person or a thing. And if it's a person, it's a noun. If it is a thing, it is a noun. So a complement can be a noun. Okay? And un complément d'objet direct can also be a verb. And this verb is a verb in the infinitive form. Okay? Par exemple, when you say j'aime danser. Le verbe danser est à l'infinitif et c'est un complément de verbe aimer. We have a group of verbs that would take an infinitive after them without necessarily having a preposition after. For example, examples of these verbs are aller, aimer, vouloir, pouvoir, devoir, préférer. All these verbs, and the list continues, can take another verb, of course in the infinitive form, as its complement. Okay, so that you say, when you say j'aime, then we will ask you quoi? J'aime chanter. Chanter is what you love. Getting so chanter is making the verb aimer full. Okay, or it is complementing the verb aimer. So we have seen that un complément can be a noun, okay, and the noun can be either a person or a thing. Okay, donc un complément pourrait être une personne ou une chose. It can also be a verb. Ça pourrait aussi être un verbe. D'accord? Complément d'objet direct can also be a proposition, what we call a clause in English. For example, tu sais que je ne mange pas de poulet. Que je ne mange pas de poulet is a proposition. Okay? C'est une proposition which is acting as the complement of the verb savoir, the verb c'est. So again, we come and say un complément d'objet direct can either be a noun, and the noun can be a person or a thing. It can also be a verb, okay, in the infinitive form, and it can also be a clause, une proposition. Okay? Now, the other forms of the complément d'objet direct will exist in a pronoun form. Okay? So these forms that we have here can be replaced by pronouns. And that is now what we want to see. How would we replace un complément d'objet direct? Let us see the pronouns that can be used to replace un complément d'objet direct. We have three types of pronouns that can be used to replace un complément d'objet direct. And the pronouns are pronom d'objet direct, and we have me, to, le or la, okay, nous, vous, or les, together. We can also have un pronom adverbial. Pronom adverbial en. Okay, it can also be used to replace un complément d'objet direct. And we can also have un pronom, le pronom invariable, le. Pronom invariable, le. We shall see where we use this. Now, when and where will we use pronom d'objet direct, pronom adverbial en, and or pronom invariable le? C'est ça que nous voulons voir maintenant. So let us see. Let us first make a list of the determinants. Les déterminants en français pourraient inclure article défini, that is le, la or les. Article indéfini, un, une ou des. Okay? Article partitif, de, du, de la or des. times we can add do L apostrophe. We have adjective possessive. If you're in Kenya, you must have learned it in Form 1. Mon, ma, me, son, sa, c'est, ton, ta, tes, notre, nos, votre, vos, leur, and leur with an S. Remember? We have adjectif démonstratif, ce, cet masculin, cet féminin, and the plural of them is c'est. We have les adjectifs numéros. These are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have les adjectifs indéfinis. Here I give an example of quelques or plusieurs, and many others. We also have an expression of quantity, l'expression de quantité. You can use them as well as a determinants. Expression de quantité. Let us see in a sentence. For example, je cherche une mangue. Which determiner has introduced? Article indéfini. Okay? Je cherche la mangue. Which determiner? Article défini. Je cherche du lait. Du lait. Which determiner is this? Article partitif. Okay? Je cherche tes mangues. Tes, adjectif possessif. Je cherche ces mangues. Je cherche ces mangues. Adjectif démonstratif. That is the determiner. Je cherche 4 mangues. 4. Adjectif numéral. Okay? Je cherche 1 litre de lait. 1 litre de lait. Okay? 1 litre de lait, expression de quantité. 1 litre de lait. Or 1 kilo de farine. Okay? Now, how to replace them? It is important to note that if the complement has been introduced by these 3 determinants, article défini, adjectif possessif, or adjectif démonstratif, then we are going to use these pronouns here. The pronouns de, le, la, nous, vous, les, to replace. Are we together? So, this only means that if then it is not introduced by any of these 3, then we are going to use le pronom on. Okay? Before I get to examples, I would also want to tell you that the pronouns mo, to, nous, and vous are pronouns that replace people. Ce sont des pronoms personnels. And the best thing about them is that they are identical to les pronoms d'objet indirect, les pronoms réflexifs. So they will not really pose a problem to know which pronoun to use. So if you just want to say, I'm speaking to you, then I would say, je te parle. See, I would just use the to, because I know to is all about the second person. If it's about me, tu me vois, for example, tu me vois. Can you see me? Tu me vois? And you will answer, oui, je te vois. Je te vois. Il nous voit. Is he seeing us? Il nous voit. Oui, il vous voit. He is seeing you. See? So, it's important to note that in a sentence, our sentence is here. Je cherche la mangue. If it is je cherche la mangue, so la mangue can be replaced by either le or la. Why? Because the determiner that has introduced it is a definite article. Okay? Article défini. And we had given the 3 articles. articles, the three determiners, that if they introduce the complement, then we will use these pronouns. And that's why we're saying, je la cherche. Okay, je la cherche. We could also say, je cherche cette mangue. You will say, je la cherche. See? You will just ask the question, tu cherches tes mangues? Are you looking for your mangoes? Oui, je les. Now, because tes mangues is en pluriel, we are going to say, je les cherche. Les. We get to the plural. I bet you have understood that. All the complement is not introduced by any of the three, then it will take the pronoun on. For example, tu cherches une mangue? Oui, j'en cherche une. One thing you will note is that we have again mentioned the determiner une. This shall also happen with les adjectifs numéros. Par exemple, tu manges de mangue? Oui, j'en mange deux. See? So you have to, again, anything that expresses quantity, you have to again mention the quantity. You're getting? Tu manges deux mangues? Oui, j'en mange deux. Why are we using un? Because it had been introduced by adjectif numéral. Tu cherches 1 kilo de farine? Oui, j'en cherche 1 kilo. Oui, j'en cherche 1 kilo. So you have to again take the quantity. Tu as beaucoup de sœurs? Oui, j'en ai beaucoup. Let us see about le pronom invariable le. Avec le pronom invariable le, we use le pronom invariable le to replace un complément propositionnel. Okay? For example, the sentence that I had given. Tu sais que je ne mange pas de mangue. So, que je ne mange pas de mangue is une proposition which is now acting as the complement of the verb savoir. So, this was a question. If you were to answer, then it would be unnecessary repetition to say, oui, je sais que tu ne manges pas de mangue. Yeah? You just say, oui, je le sais. Tu sais que je ne mange pas de mangue? Oui, je le sais. Okay? Again, another example. Tu comprends pourquoi je te parle? Oui, je le comprends. So, now, in secondary school, we would really want you to concentrate on the use of le pronom d'objet direct, okay, and le pronom on. The replacement of le complément propositionnel, leave it aside, but if you understand it well and good, you will also speak about it in the university. The position of the complement is now, when it is replaced, it's no longer coming after the verb, it comes before the verb. Okay? Before the verb that it complements. You getting? And in our sentence here, we had the verb chercher. For example, je cherche Monsieur Jules. Je cherche Monsieur Jules. Monsieur Jules est le complément de verbe chercher. Et donc, when we are replacing Monsieur Jules, we are going to put Monsieur Jules in front of the verb chercher. But take it in the case where we have two verbs. For example, when the sentence is in passé composé or in any of those composed tenses. Okay? So in that case, then we are going to say, tu as cherché Monsieur Jules? Tu as cherché Monsieur Jules? Oui, je l'ai cherché. You're going to place the pronoun in front of the auxiliary verb. Are you together? But think about now, when you have two verbs, one in the infinitive form. J'aime chanter. Chanter is, we say it is the complement of the verb aimer. Okay? But we can also have a complement of the verb chanter. That we say, j'aime chanter cette chanson. So, cette chanson is a complement of the verb chanter, And chanter is a complement of the verb aimer. Okay? Preferably, we don't replace a complement of the sentence, a complément d'objet direct that is a verb in the infinitive form. Therefore, in this sentence, we will preferably replace cette chanson. And cette chanson, then we need to ask ourselves, which determiner has introduced it? It is demonstrative, adjective demonstrative. So it is going to use le or la or les. It's feminine, so we are going to use la. Now, the position, where are you going to position it? You're going to position it before the verb that it complements. So which verb is it complementing? It is complementing the verb chanter. Je préfère regarder la télévision. Regarder est le complément de verbe préféré et la télévision est le complément de verbe regarder. So, où est-ce que je vais placer le pronom que je vais utiliser pour remplacer la télévision? Je vais dire je préfère la regarder. Okay? In the negation, I would say je ne préfère pas la regarder. Okay? In a composed tense, for example, j'ai regardé la télévision. Okay? J'ai regardé la télévision. Here we only have one complement, and the complement is la télévision. Okay? We have, yes, two verbs, but remember the second verb is not in the infinitive form, so it is not a complement. Are you together? In fact, it is the main verb. Are you together? So we say, j'ai regardé la télévision. So la télévision is the only complement, and to replace it, we will place it in front of the verb avoir regardé. So je l'ai regardé. Je l'ai regardé. Don't mind about the E that I'm adding here. We shall discuss about that later. In the negation, we will say je ne l'ai pas regardé. So again, here we see that after one verb, then we come and place the second element of negation immediately. Pas. D'accord? Merci beaucoup pour m'avoir écouté. Merci beaucoup pour votre écoute et à la prochaine. Au revoir.